Good morning, South Central Alberta. It's currently 6:50 a.m. and me and Aubrey have decided to try and record a podcast episode in the early morning.
Yeah, we're gonna see if it's if it makes a difference in the quality of our podcast.
I have a feeling it might be better just because we're you're not burned out from working all day and I'm not burned out from playing with my pee-pee all day. So
Nice.
we're both refreshed. We got the coffee flowing.
Feeling a little retarded this morning, as usual.
As per the usual.
But in my defense, I feel a little retarded at lunch, so.
It's no different from any time of the day.
That's right. I recently started thinking about fingerless gloves.
For rifle shooting and stuff?
Yeah, or the gay ones that you see.
Like Michael Jackson's type fingerless glove type shit.
Yeah. What do they do with the fingertips?
At the factory.
That's what I'm saying. And where?
Well, wouldn't it be cheaper just not to sew that part? Like when you stitch them together, I'm sure you got to stitch them from here to there, but you just maybe you just I don't know how I'm not a seamstress or any of that shit. I'm not much of a seaman myself.
And could we start a new fad where we just wear the tips, a gloveless fingertip?
Just wear the tips, just some little cotton condoms for the end of your fingers.
That's right.
Well, all right, but why do you want this to be a trend?
I don't know.
You think it would catch on?
As long as I can invest in it and make money, I'd want it to catch on.
It's all about money with you.
Well, yeah, what's the point of doing anything, Gump?
Well, I better get you a t-shirt that says, I'm not gay, but $20 is $20.
Yeah, that would be a cool shirt. I'd hang that on the wall. Yeah. We should hang it in here.
That'd be good. I'll go looking on Amazon. I bet there's all kinds of fucked up shirts like that.
Oh, guaranteed.
Yeah. So recently I just got back into playing Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord. I got a lot of free time, so I'm trying to numb the pain.
You should try drugs.
I don't think that'll help.
Definitely pass the time.
Yeah, but I don't have money for drugs.
All right.
Yeah. So I've been playing Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord. It's quite a lot of fun. I don't know if you've ever heard of the game series Mountain Blade.
No.
Basically, you play a noble in a fictional land called Calradia, and then you gotta form your own clan, and then you gotta raise troops, and you're constantly getting into battles with people and shit. You gotta make gold, and it's really good. And except it's incredibly fucking difficult, so difficult because whatever autist came up with this game made the easy mode whatever his level of expertise is. But the thing is he's the game designer, so he knows frame by frame all the movements of the characters and everything because he fucking built it.
Yeah.
So it's well, this is really easy. Yeah, for you because you fucking built the game. You know how it works underneath.
I need it to be a little easier.
Oh, it's so fucking hard. You can never you have to be super precise with movements for stabbing dudes.
Yeah.
Because if you use your mouse, you drag your mouse from different part of the screen and then across. That's a different kind of sword attack, or you have ones that are overhead, or you stab, and you got to be able to do that and time everything correctly. It's so fucking hard.
Yeah.
So I just installed a mod that makes a crossbow into an automatic machine gun because I got fucking fed up with it.
Changed the game?
Yeah, I just modded the game. You can download a mod that just turns all crossbows into fucking machine guns. And then I just raised an entire army of crossbowmen with machine guns. And they just decimate. I'll fight an army that's 10 times as big as mine and fucking decimate them because I have fucking machine guns. It's like the Polish hussars charging the German tanks in World War II.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers didn't know what they got into.
They didn't know what they're getting into. Nice.
But it's good. So you gotta conquer shit, and then you can form your own kingdom, and it's good. You can buy workshops, make money. You can marry and have children.
Yep.
You can...
Can you marry multiple women?
No, you can only have one wife.
This game sucks.
Yeah, it's not great. Unless... No, you can't, but... There's all these different cultures in the game as well. There's like... And each one of them is basically just a placeholder for an actual human culture. So there's the Khuzaits, which are basically the Mongols, and they're way off in the east. Yep. And you got the Azerai, which are they're basically like Arabs or Egyptians or whatever, North Africans.
Yeah.
Then you got the Empire, which is Rome. The Britannians, which is like the Irish, which is they're pretty spooky. Not gonna lie. You got the Vlandians, which is like France.
Yeah. And
then the Sturgians, which are like the Vikings, but also mixed with the Slavs. It's very fascinating, and each culture has their own perks and their own nobles and stories and everything else.
Sounds like a pretty complex game.
It's very complex, but it's still like it still feels very empty to me because it's such an open game, but they have so little story for anything.
Yeah.
Like what I think what that game needs is a proper story
kind of like
to tell through it.
Like it seems like it's big enough you could have like almost like a Red Dead Redemption type story. Like just have
or like Skyrim.
Yeah.
But see where those games differs, you're in Skyrim or Red Dead or anything like that, you are a single character and you just do shit.
Yeah.
This is you're leading armies, you're managing castles and towns and whatever else, right? It's not just battles and whatever else. There's like so many different aspects to it, and they've put most of their time into the actual gameplay, at the expense of like having a good story.
So if they're to really invest in the game, they'd have a good storyline.
I think if they got a really good storyline, that game would sell like. I mean, it sold like hotcakes on its initial release, which was about a year ago. It was like one of the top 3 best-selling games on Steam that year. But I think it's died down a little bit now. But I think if they brought in an update that really fleshed out the storyline, added more quests and stuff, I think that game would be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Needs a little variety.
Yeah. It needs something to make it feel like it's a real thing, like a real world.
Yeah.
With like people in it that do stuff. It's like Fallout, you know? I love Fallout because there's like all these fucking weirdos who are like just trying to live.
Yeah, a bunch of people you can talk to and talk shit.
Yeah. Make factions with people.
Yeah.
Yep.
And kind of decide where you want to go in the game, like
exactly
decisions you make. And
Yeah. Yeah, so what else have I been doing recently? Not much. No, I went to that Bianca's liquidation store in Calgary.
Oh yeah, the one Sean
raves about it.
Yeah.
He ain't lying. That place fucking rocks. Thanks, Sean. That place fucking is just awesome. Like, if you ever wanted to go into a store and you had the mindset of buying a knockoff samurai sword for $40, sheets, a defective painting, and an entire pallet of Ocean Spray cranberry juice, that's the place for you. It's all there. They got it all.
And an area rug.
And a big fucking, like, Persian rug.
Nice.
Yeah. It's wicked. They got everything there.
Sounds like a one-stop shop.
Pretty much. Like, I think I'm going to get Christmas gifts there. All
right, we're going back.
Yeah. I saw a bunch of stuff that I think Dad would like. Nice. I was tempted. I was like, I should buy this $40 samurai sword for you because I think it'd be funny.
For me?
Yeah. And we could hang it up here in the studio or something.
I think it'd look good in here.
We could replace the machete with it.
Oh, no. Can't replace the machete.
That's a Sheffield Steel Company machete.
That's the real deal.
That's a World War II surplus machete for fighting the Japanese in Burma.
Nice.
I found the stamp on it. It's like, it's hardly even there, but when I polished it, there's like a little diamond stamp, and I was like, what the fuck does that say? And it said Sheffield Steel Company, so-and-so year, and I was like, what the fuck is this? I Google it. Oh, there's about 500 million of these fucking machetes around the world. Most of them in Rwanda, I'm sure.
Yeah, probably. They did their best work there.
Yeah, they had the time of their lives in Rwanda. Yeah, that Bianca's place, man, is wicked. We're walking around there, and they have office supplies, That's like it's like broken English. It's all written like broken English.
Yeah.
And then I'm walking by and I see these like bicycle helmets or skateboard helmets that are like leftover shit that never sold from like 2009 for the Pirates of the Caribbean movie at World's End.
Yeah.
Whenever that movie came out. And there's like these like bike helmets that were like promotional material for that.
Oh, Jesus.
They'd never sold.
I can just picture the
fucking skull and crossbones on the front.
But I can picture a kid in 2009 riding his Razor down the street with that helmet on.
Oh, fuck. His scooter.
Watching him hit a rock and just eating shit. God, that would have been sweet.
Yeah. That would have been me, probably. Yeah, it's awesome. They got clothing there. They got all kinds of decor. If you want a decor for your house, it's all there.
Nice.
They got tons and tons of like phone accessories and shit. So, you know how like you want like a 20-foot charging cord?
Yeah.
I think they got them there.
Nice.
So they're probably dog shit and they'd probably break in 2 days, but it's 20 feet long. Like, fuck it.
Good quality.
Yeah.
You ever had a 20-foot charger?
I have a 6-foot one.
It's convenient.
It is.
Those 3-foot ones can go fuck themselves.
Oh, they're useless.
Yeah.
Like, they think people like live. They think people live right next to their outlet, like it's a fire in a -40 blizzard.
Well, most do because they only have a 3-foot cord.
Well, they don't know what it's like having a 6-foot cord.
Or a 20-foot. I had a 10-foot for a while. It was bitching.
Did it break?
Yeah. It did last quite a while, though. I'm pretty easy on cords. Like, a lot of people just like wear the end right off of their cord, or the cord breaks or twists off or whatever. I had a cord that I was charging my last phone with, which was this is a 12. I had an 11. I was charging it with a cord from my 8. So I got this cord
like
when I got
years.
I got it with my iPhone 8. I did the 2 years with my 8, the 2 years with my 11, and then I still have the cord. So it charges my AirPods now. I've had it for like 5 years.
That's awesome.
Just keeps chugging away. Looks like a cat was biting into it a little bit or something. It's a good cord, good quality cord.
Hasn't broke yet. Yeah. Yeah, I had a cord, like a USB-C cord for my Pixel that it broke within like the first year, and that pissed me off.
Yeah.
So I bought some cheapo 6-foot cord from like Walmart for like $10, and that cord has lasted me like 3-4 years.
Yeah.
So that's pretty wicked.
Good quality.
Nothing
good,
like a
good Walmart quality.
Yeah, good Walmart quality. Fuck Walmart.
Yeah. Fuck Big Wally.
The Walton family can lick my balls, can suck on my cock and taters. Fucking pricks.
What you mean by that?
Why don't they, like, they could probably not have to pay their workers a subsistence wage. They could give them a raise.
It wouldn't hurt.
Probably wouldn't hurt their bottom line that bad. Maybe it would. Maybe their system is so geared towards selling shit at a low price that they literally can't pay their workers any more than what they're paying them. That's probably it. Their global conglomerate is so. It's the only way it functions is because they pay people nothing.
Probably, yeah.
That's why you can get fucking zucchini for 75 cents or whatever the fuck.
That's why I can go into the electronic part of it and just get a $500 TV.
That's why you can rummage around the $5 DVD bin
for 4 hours and somehow still keep pulling the same fucking movie every time.
Yeah, it's just there's only 3-4 movies in the whole bin, but there's 500 copies of each one. You have 5 choices.
Fuck. I already have Mr. Bean's Holiday. Why do I keep pulling it up?
How many holidays is this man gonna go on?
Speaking of which, Rowan Atkinson was absolutely beautiful in the Scooby Doo movie. Gump and I were watching Scooby Doo last night.
The Scooby Doo live action from 2002.
Oh,
that movie fucking rocks, man.
What's his name? Freddie Prinze Jr.?
Yeah, Freddie Prinze Jr. plays Fred.
Gorgeous.
Yeah. That lady from Green Book plays Velma. She got her role in Freaks and Geeks. She played like the main character in Freaks and Geeks.
Right.
I don't know if you ever seen that show. It's great. That's where like Seth Rogen and James Franco, Jason Segel, they all actually starred in that show, and that's where they got started.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, she was in that, and then was in Scooby Doo. It's fucking hilarious. And the problem with that movie, though, it's like it's supposed to be a kids movie, right? Because Scooby Doo is for the kids. But there is a lot going on in that movie that isn't for kids. At any moment, at any one moment, just like you could randomly scroll through, pick a minute, and watch. You can like feel, like tangibly feel that this movie could turn into a porno at any moment.
Oh, I couldn't agree more.
You're just like, where is this going?
Like,
why are they dressed so skimpy?
Walking into a creepy castle. Oh no, Fred, what is you doing?
Yeah.
Oh no, Velma's coming out of the woodwork.
Oh no.
Here we go. Sex scene started.
Oh no, they're just solving clues. But it does feel like it could be a porno at any time.
Yeah.
And then I was curious because the longest running joke about Scooby-Doo is that Shaggy is a stoner, right? That's why he eats so much. That's why he can talk to his dog. That's just why he is what he is, right? He's just a total hippie stoner guy. Well, they took that like idea and totally ran with it in the live action movie. And apparently the creators of Scooby-Doo were pissed because they never intended for Shaggy to like come off that way, come off as a stoner. And they were mad that they made him a stoner in the movie. But there's like so many references in that movie where he's like the one girl, he meets a girl on the plane and is like, "Hi, I'm Mary Jane." That's like my favorite name, man. Like, how more obvious can you be? Scooby-Doo. They're like hanging out.
Where are you?
They're hanging out in the fucking tropics. And they're like in a tent and there's like smoke coming out of the tent. Like, oh man, we're getting fried here. And then it goes in, they're just like frying salami on a little hot plate.
Oh, that was inside the mystery machine.
Oh, that's right. That's where it was.
Yeah,
inside the mystery machine. They're like, we're getting fried here, Scoob. And then it goes in and they're just frying salami on a hot plate. It's so stupid. I liked at the end where then they have a hot pepper eating contest. That's classic. That's classic Scooby-Doo right there.
Just eating everything in sight.
Yeah.
Jars of hot peppers.
Like, Scoob, like, fuck all this ghost shit. Let's go make a big sandwich.
I forgot how good of a movie it was. It was...
And the soundtrack fucking rocks.
Get ready, we're cranking that shit up.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna make that my workout playlist. I'm gonna go find the playlist for Scooby-Doo movie and just like blast that shit.
It does go hard. There's a couple scenes in there where the beat goes hard.
It does.
A lot of bass just hits.
Well, I think it's all that music was written for the movie, and I think they hired some pretty talented people to make it. I don't know what the budget was for that movie.
They must have had a pretty good budget because there's
a lot of fucking set design going on. There's a lot
of animation.
There's like a whole amusement park that they had to fucking build, and so there's like swinging axes, and oh man, like it's crazy. So I bet the budget was quite a bit. Hold on, let's find out here. Scooby-Doo, Scoobert Doobert, the movie.
Scoobert Doobert.
Hold on here. Oh, the budget was only $84 million. I thought it would have been at least over 100, but
still 84 mil.
But it grossed $275 million worldwide.
Wow. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good for a movie. That's more than 100% return on a movie.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, Velma's hot.
Yeah.
Especially towards the end when she has that outfit change and
oh yeah,
it's a little low cut.
Nice sweater. Remember that she's like working on some shit.
No, she's sitting at the bar working on that stupid prism or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And the bartender's like, "Here's your drink. Nice sweater."
So like, there's so much about that movie that is just clear parody of the original Scooby-Doo's. Like they're not really doing homage to the old Scooby-Doo cartoons. No, they're making fun of the fucking show.
Totally. Totally making fun
like
of
Fred is like this absolute like macho idiot.
Yeah, dumbass.
Absolute dumber than shit.
Pretty boy.
Oh yeah.
Barbie.
Yeah. Yeah, what was the thing about they're all like complimenting each other and Fred, you know how to accessorize so well.
He's gay.
Well, no, but he'd kisses Daphne at the end. Remember that part?
Yeah, I do, yeah. I always thought he was gay.
Well, he did wear one of them necktie things. He's just preppy.
Yeah.
Each one of them like represents a stereotype of like late 1960s America, I think, or 70s.
Yeah,
I don't know, whatever the fuck that
you
came
got your nerdy girl, got your Barbie girl, you got your preppy boy, got Shaggy the stoner,
and the talking dog.
And Dog.
Talking dog. Yeah, everyone knows one of those.
Dog the bounty hunter.
Old man Jenkins. I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for you meddling kids.
But to bring it all full circle, Rowan Atkinson.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes, he plays the owner of the island in that movie, and he's fucking hilarious. Scuba! How are you doing?
Yes, I forgot about that when he brings Scooby into his office.
Something about, oh yes, I can be very spooky with the teeth and the clouds. I'm very terrifying at night in the alleys.
His face is so animated.
Oh.
It's just so jello-y and rubbery, you could just grab it and stretch it.
Yeah. Oh, I love Rowan Atkinson. He's great. He starred in, there was some movie, oh no, sorry, it was a TV series in Britain in like the 80s, I think, that was about, and it might have just been a mini-series or maybe just a skit from some show, but it's like set in World War One. Rowan Atkinson is like a lieutenant in the British Army. They're sitting in the trenches or whatever, hanging out, and some new lieutenant shows up and orders his men to attack or to launch mortars at such and such time and all this stuff, right? And the men are like, no, we can't do that, you know? We kind of have an agreement with the Germans that we don't attack before this certain time because, you know, there's sort of a camaraderie between... There was a certain understanding between soldiers in that time to like not attack at certain times because, you know, you got to have tea and shit like that. Yeah. So there's officer like, oh, hell with that, and starts shelling them, and then they get shelled back. That's why you don't shell at that time, because if you shell them, they're going to shell you, and then people die for no fucking reason. Yeah. And Rowan Atkinson plays the one lieutenant in there and explains this whole thing, and it's a very like it's a comedy, but it's about World War One, so it's very it's interesting. It's very dark. Yeah, it's a very dark comedy. I don't know what that show was, but I have to hold on. I'll quick search it up. I really want to watch.
Was that was that an actual thing though, where there was like certain times? Everybody knows about on Christmas they stopped the war, right?
Well, that was only the first Christmas. The show is called Blackadder Goes Forth. Okay, so then Blackadder is the show, and then there's 4 seasons of it. Blackadder Goes Forth is the final series. It's about this Blackadder fella, and they're in Flanders, and it's rather funny and all that stuff. But yes, so to answer your question about the sort of understanding they had, there was like gentlemanly understandings about how war is done in that time. So you wouldn't attack at strange times of the day, and you wouldn't, there was just certain honorable things you didn't do. Of course, the Canadians fucking ignored all those things and painted our faces black and crawl over to the enemy trenches in the middle of the night and slit their fucking throats, because that's what you do when you want to go home.
That's right.
So, but there was like understandings that, we'll attack at midday, and then the Germans will counterattack, and then tomorrow they'll attack and we'll counterattack, and we'll just keep losing men until one country fucking breaks. And that's basically what happened.
So it wasn't just a full-out war 24/7.
Well, I don't know. There was shelling during the night and attacks during the day. That's basically how it went, for the most part. Like tactics, there was not much in the way of tactics in that war. It was more like, we'll send some boys over and hope we gain the next trench. Yeah, that was the tactic.
Whack.
Yeah, like in the Battle of the Somme, like the most deadly day in World War I history, there was some like 70,000 men died in one day or something like that.
Shit.
In one area of France.
See, if every day was fought like that, World War I would have been like fucking 23 days long. If you're just losing men like that.
Well, they were losing men like that.
70,000 a day?
Pretty close.
For 4 years?
Yeah. You realize 20 million men, like just military casualties, was 20 million men for the whole war.
What's that divided by?
In 365?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, that's...
Let's do an average here.
All right.
Math time with Aubrey.
Boom, 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 boom.
20 million divided by 365. That's for in 1 year.
1460 is...
for 4 years, yeah.
It's 4 years.
Well, it's a little more than 4 years, but...
Just go 4 years.
So that's an average of 13,698 men per day.
So they couldn't lose...
So some days were less than others, obviously,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
in some days were much, much more than others.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. Back on the World War I talk.
I don't know too much about it. It's a long time ago. I was never there.
Nor was I, but you can read.
Nah.
Well, then, see, I was going to ask you, this might be a futile question, but what books have you read that have had an impact on your life?
Oh, Curious George.
Yeah. I was reading that the other day, actually. It's pretty good.
That's a good Man in the Yellow Hat. It's a good little children's book.
Well, sometimes it's hard for little monkeys. Sometimes little monkeys are very curious.
Sometimes little monkeys are very hard.
Uh-oh.
You know?
Curious George had nothing to do with that.
Speaking of which, Gump walks out of his room this morning with big chubby going on. Gump, I didn't know you were packing like that. Nice.
What do you mean?
We are brothers.
I'm your brother. Fuck's sake. So it's Curious George is your answer for the book?
I don't know. Probably, and
Charlotte's Web?
Yeah, I did read Charlotte's Web.
Yeah.
And Robinson Crusoe.
Robinson Crusoe. That's a great book.
That's a good book.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really read. Actually, I read the autobiography on Johnny Cash back in like grade 7 or 8.
How was that?
That was pretty good. He had a terrible prescription drug problem.
Yes. Horrible. He was addicted to pills most of his life, I think.
But mostly what I remember from that is, had a serious prescription drug problem, and that kind of at the end of the book, he was just sitting on his porch by himself, drinking tea, wishing that, what was his wife's name? Fuck.
June.
June. He
Right,
wished
June
that
Carter?
June was there with him.
Yeah.
Because she died much before him.
Yeah, like
years. Like 20,
when
20
did she
years?
die? Like in the 90s? And he died in like 2005 or something?
Yeah, 2005, I think. Or 6.
Something like that.
Somewhere in there. Because I remember when he passed away.
Yeah, I remember that. They fucking couldn't play enough Johnny Cash on the radio.
Yeah, exactly. No, she died. I mean, I'm going to have to search this up, but I thought it was like...
June Carter or June Cash.
It was a long time before him.
Yeah.
June Cash.
Yeah, I never read that one. It sounds like a good book.
Yeah, I didn't mind it at all. Oh, no, she died in 2003.
When did he die?
Also 2003.
Ah.
Right? Yep. No. I'm in... No. Oh, yeah. September 12th, 2003.
And then when did Johnny Cash die?
No, Johnny Cash died...
When did his wife die? That was the first question.
Oh, I answered May 15th, 2003. So, like,
Okay.
only months before. I thought she died years before.
Oh.
But maybe she just wasn't in the limelight, I guess.
Living in the limelight, the universal dream for those who wish to see. Those who wish to be must put aside the alienation. Get on with the fascination, the real relation, the underlying theme.
I almost spilled my coffee there. My fucking heart dropped.
Yeah, Rush will do that to you. Love me a little Rush.
Yep.
Fucking love Rush, man. They're great. They're so unique. Like, there's no band that's like them. There's not really any band, even in their genre of music, like prog rock.
Yeah.
There's no band that's anything like them.
They're their own thing.
They're their own damn thing. What's really interesting is how they were super, like, they started out hard rock. Like, you know that song, Working Man?
Yeah.
That's like hard rock.
The working man.
Right. Like, people thought that was like a Led Zeppelin. They thought that was Led Zeppelin when that started playing on the radios, right? Well, you know, then into the late 70s, they did a lot of prog stuff, progressive rock. But into the 80s and into the 90s, they did mostly pop, like pop rock. Like, you know that one, Time Stands Still? Time stands still. Time stands
No, I don't.
It was a hit in the Time Stands Still, do 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 do, or what's the one? Distant Early Warning.
Yeah. Okay, that one I've heard of.
Yeah.
Why don't I know Time Stands Still?
I don't play it as much as Distant Early Warning. That's why.
And I guess I don't really go out of my way to really dive into Rush. Like, I listen to a lot of the more popular stuff,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, they have a lot of music that doesn't get played on the radio. I like, what's that song? Red Barchetta. It's about this kid going out of the countryside. His uncle has a Barchetta race car, which is like one of them like little cigar cars that they used in like the 30s or whatever. Some of the early race cars. And it talks about him ripping it up and driving around, and then the cops start chasing him. And yeah, it's a great little story and just a great song.
Nice.
Oh, Gesundheit. Bless you.
Oh, what a scene.
You gonna live?
No.
All right.
I gotta go to work after this shit yet.
Same.
Fuck off.
I gotta put this together.
So, yeah, what are you doing after 9?
Asshole. It takes longer than that.
9:30?
Yeah. I plan to work out after that.
Nice.
I'm gonna try and get in shape. All this sitting around, it's hell on my body.
Yeah, you look terrible.
Yeah. I feel like I'm dying.
Trying to get fit, trying to get some big shoulders.
Yeah. Get fucking boulders for shoulders.
Yeah, muscled up.
Get brick the fuck up.
Brick the fuck up. Thick up a little.
If you could go back in time, what specific moment would you go back to?
Oh, probably my conception. I'd be like, hey, Dad, don't do it. Don't do it.
All right.
I'd interrupt, knock on the door. Hey! Who the fuck are you? Yeah, my car's dead at the end of your driveway. And history will rewrite itself.
Yeah, the time that I would travel back to is the moment just before I asked that question, so I could stop myself from asking you that question. That's where I would travel to, just all of 30 seconds ago.
Well, that was a waste of a question.
Well, you're the one who fucking said your own conception.
Oh, I'm the piece of shit for answering your question?
That's a dumb question, man. That's a dumb answer, sorry. That's a dumb question, yeah.
All right, I'll take it a little more seriously then.
Where would you go?
Probably December 31st, 1989, around 10 o'clock, Acme Bar.
Why?
It's New Year's Eve at Acme Bar in 1989. I want to see what 1991 will bring, or 1990 will bring. See who's all there.
That's the moment in human history you would travel back to.
Yep.
All right.
That or 36 million years ago.
That'd be cool. You'd be the only human on the planet.
Or I think for the knowledge of mankind, I would go to the Library of Alexandria.
Yep.
With my iPhone and just start snapping pictures of books, pages.
Yeah.
Like, let's just say like a week before it was all burnt. Get all the pictures.
Oh, man. You're going to need time to take pictures of all them books, man.
Yeah, fuck.
Like, it would take you a year to categorize all the books that were burned there.
Fair enough.
Probably more.
Then once you have all the pictures, peace out.
And then go to the future with it?
Yep.
I wonder what that would do. We probably wouldn't learn a whole lot. People are like, they like to say that we lost a lot of knowledge in the burning of the Library of Alexandria, but nothing of such great importance that it that it stopped human progress. I don't think. Maybe, but it mostly just histories and poems, plays, and art were burned in that. There wasn't exactly a lot of scientific treatises.
We would definitely have a better understanding of the history, but as far as advances, no.
I don't think much. People like to think that that history sort of moves in this exponential fashion from the past to the present, where sort of understanding and knowledge has increased.
Yep.
I think that's total horseshit. All that's or what they'll do is they'll show this thing, and then there's like the Christian Dark Ages they show.
Yeah.
Where the Roman Empire fell, and then all the knowledge was lost, and then people were put back 500 years.
Yeah.
That's the largest bullshit lie that history has ever taught people. There's no Christian Dark Ages. All of the books that were around in that time, in the Roman era, were essentially tucked away in monasteries.
Right.
In Christian monasteries. What caused the Dark Ages is that there was no longer a centralized government controlling the entirety of Europe.
Yeah.
That's why they call it the Dark Ages. There's no official records coming from officials because there is none.
Yeah.
You just have feudal lords everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's hard to find these sources. But if you look into the monasteries, you have a complete unbroken history from the fall of the Roman Empire all the way to now.
Yeah.
You have a complete unbroken history.
Yeah.
You can read about different renaissances that were happening in the so-called Dark Ages.
Yeah.
There's there was a renaissance that happened in France called, what the hell was that one called? The Evangian Renaissance, I believe. This was the ruling family of France at the time, and they promoted arts and literature and that sort of stuff. And many monks, who were the only literate people around, wrote all kinds of shit during this time.
Yeah.
And so they call that the Evangian. Hold on, is that right? Evangian? I don't know. There's that one. Then there's the Carolingian Renaissance, which is, you've probably heard of Charlemagne.
Yep.
He was the great Frankish emperor he's the first Holy Roman emperor, right?
Right.
And they call it the Carolingian Renaissance because during that time, Europe was essentially unified under one ruler.
What time was this?
860-something AD.
Okay.
So not long, like the Roman Empire sort of officially fell in 530-something. Or at least the western part did.
Yeah. No, I don't think we fell back 500 years. We just didn't have a centralized government or a centralized place of knowledge.
Yeah, there was no like public libraries.
It's not like everybody was dumber. It just wasn't anywhere to get your information.
Yeah. Well, and then the thing too is that the ruling class, it was not common for rulers at the time to actually be educated in writing and literature. So most of they're pretty sure Charlemagne didn't know how to read and write.
Yeah.
They figure most of these kings, they just didn't bother with it. They had people to write for them.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that it was a dark age. There's still, an actual dark age means there's a period in time where you don't know a fucking thing of what's going on.
Yeah.
And there's only one real recorded dark age in history in the old world, which is after the Bronze Age collapse. Basically, all these civilizations got invaded by anonymous sea peoples. We don't know who the fuck these people were. They could have been Vikings for all we fucking know.
Yeah.
All these empires got invaded. The Greeks, what were they called at the time? They were based off of the island of Crete.
Yeah.
The Greeks fell. The Hittites fell. The Egyptians were heavily weakened, and the Assyrians were left very weak. All those empires basically lost, like, they decentralized. They lost a lot of knowledge, and we don't even really know who these sea people are, what happened. We don't have any records for, like, about, there's like a 300, 400 year period. We don't know anything because we haven't found the records.
Yeah.
Like, they're just physically not there.
Yeah.
That's the only dark age that truly exists.
Interesting. Gump, I gotta get going.
Shit. Well, hold on. I'll do Today in History, and then...
All right.
And then we'll rock out. So, Today in History, November 4th. In 1854, Florence Nightingale and her nurses arrived in the Crimea. You know who Florence Nightingale is?
I've heard.
She's basically the lady who started modern nursing as a profession.
Gotcha.
So shout out to Florence, and I'm sure we got nurses listening to this podcast.
Oh yeah, shout out to all the nurses.
So shout out to all the nurses. Florence Nightingale, she
paved the way.
She paved the way for you. 1924, this one I love. Silent Cal Coolidge was elected the 30th president of the United States. My favorite president. You want to know why?
Why?
Silent. Didn't really do much. He kind of sat back, let the fucking economy do whatever it wanted. Of course, then it crashed 10 years later, but that really wasn't his fault. There's a lot of risky business going on Wall Street. That's why.
Yeah.
In 1924, also, Nellie Taylor Ross and Miriam Ferguson are elected as the first and second women governors in the states of Wyoming and Texas, respectively.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And those are the
first governors of the states.
Really, Wyoming and Texas?
Yeah.
I would have never guessed those two.
Yeah.
Huh, cool.
Well, it's, of course, Wyoming. There's no one there to govern.
Like,
it's pretty easy. It's like, well, we got 5 people. All right, Nellie, you be the governor today.
Exactly.
Texas, however, that's interesting.
Yeah, that is.
I read about Miriam Ferguson. She was at...
Yeah, the zip ties are...
Yeah, these zip ties fucking suck. I read about Miriam Ferguson. She was the wife of the former governor.
Yeah.
So she had that going for her.
Cool.
Actually, I think they both were the wives of the former governors. So they had an established name behind them.
Yeah.
In 1956, Russian troops invaded Budapest during the Hungarian Revolution. The Hungarians were fed up with the Stalinist government set up in Hungary after World War II.
Yeah.
They protested. I think 3,000 people were shot and killed. There was lots of rioting and
blood and guts.
A lot of Russian style. You disgust me. A lot of Russian style putting down of protesters, and then the government was reinstated. In 1979, today marks the beginning of the Iranian hostage crisis, which is when the U.S. embassy in Tehran was stormed and its inhabitants were taken prisoner by followers of Ayatollah Khomeini.
That was 94?
No, that was 79.
Oh, I thought you said 94.
No.
What was the 1994?
There was another thing I didn't write down, but I think it was 95. The prime minister or president of Israel, whatever his position is, the grand poobah of Israel, was shot and killed by an Israeli radical because this guy had bartered a peace with the Palestinians. They actually came to an agreement. Like, it was actually almost solved, the whole Palestine-Israel thing. Yep. And then this Orthodox radical Jew fucking killed him for bartering this peace. This guy won the Nobel Prize. They would have solved so much problems.
Fuck.
And this guy killed him.
That was back in 95, and
Something
they're still
like that.
Dealing with this shit?
Yeah, pretty much. Hold on here. See if I can find the date on that one. I have it here somewhere. 95. Israeli Prime Minister Itzhak Rabin is assassinated at a peace rally in Tel Aviv.
Rest easy, King. All right, let's wrap this bitch up.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, folks. Hope we weren't too tired and stupid. We were stupid. But
enjoy your Thursday. Stay hard. Stay erect.